When the company attempts to maximize profit in real life, it can come across a few difficulties. For example, measurement difficulties. This is related to accounting issues, how exactly profit is recognized in financial statements. As accountants, you will focus on this quite a lot in your accountancy modules, and you will learn that very frequently the company might have profit recognized in its financial statements. So it has some profit on paper, but no money in its bank account. For example, because you've sold something on a credit, your customer will pay you later. You've produced and sold certain goods to a client, and you have a contract with them, you've supplied the goods to the customer, and they will need to pay you, let's say, in a month or within 3 months' time. What if they go bankrupt and they won't pay? What if a significant portion of your sales will in fact represent bad debts? So you have profit on paper, possibly you have maximized your profit on paper, you are operating very efficiently, very effectively, you are doing as well as you can. However, you're not getting paid because you've sold all of your goods to a client who become insolvent. Will your company be actually successful if it operates in this way? Profit is maximized on paper, but in fact, you're not getting paid and you don't have any money. So this is one of the issues, right? Maybe you would be better off if you sold your products to a different customer or if you produced a different amount, which means that you probably won't maximize your profit. However, you will be paid. You will get some money. You will be able to pay to your own suppliers, to pay your staff wages and so on. And you will be able to return some of the money to shareholders as well. So there are some measurement difficulties or accounting issues associated with recognizing profit. That's the first issue. Second possible issue, the time scale. When we say that the company must maximize profit, are we talking about short run or long run? Should we focus on projects which will be profitable in the short run? Let's say they will make us profitable within the next year. However, we will lose out in the longer term. We might pursue certain investment projects which can generate significant returns. However, they will undermine our competitive position over the longer term, and the company will lose out, possibly lose market share, lose clients, and can make financial losses, let's say, within the next 5 years. Should we focus on this short-term profit? Or should we focus on the long-run profitability instead, even if it implies short-term losses? Should we make short-term temporary sacrifices in order to benefit in the longer run? If yes, for how long should we make these sacrifices? Should we be prepared to suffer losses for half a year, 3 years, if we will get paid and rewarded in the longer term? How long should we be prepared to wait for these rewards? 5 years, 10 years? It's not really clear. So the time scale, the timing of returns is not taken into account when we state that the company is trying to maximize profit. Profit maximization ignores timing of returns. And apart from this, it doesn't take into account the risk of alternative investment projects. A certain project, a certain way of actions, a certain attempt to enter a particular market can be very rewarding, however extremely risky. Should we focus on very risky and profitable projects, or instead should we try to minimize risk, even if it means that we will be able to generate lower profit? It's not exactly clear because profit maximization ignores the risks. It also ignores the time value of money, which is a very important concept which we will cover in the next lecture. These practical issues with profit maximization can in fact convince the company to pursue another more practical objective instead. Let me give you an example. This graph demonstrates different profits earned by two companies. For example, this dotted line shows the profit generated by a company called Volatile Joe. As you can see, it's really volatile indeed. Sometimes in some periods you are very, very profitable. In some years you suffer significant losses. Sometimes they're just less significant. You are just barely breaking even, and you get certain average profit, let's say, 10% per year, your return on investment. On another hand, there is another company which profit is shown by this thick line, brownish or reddish line, called Steady Eddy, which doesn't really generate these significant returns. However, if you invest in this company, you won't suffer from these dramatic losses too. Both of these companies will have the same average profit over this time frame. Which company should we invest in? Which way of doing business is preferable for shareholders? Because profit is the same. However, profit ignores these risks. For many shareholders, for many investors, this specific organization will be preferable. However, on another hand, if you invest in this volatile job at this particular point of time, you might generate significant returns. So you will benefit from these dramatic returns. However, you need to ensure that you sell this company's shares before it starts to go through this undesirable period, before it starts making losses. So profit itself, just the profitability concept, ignores these fluctuations in the profit level. It doesn't take risk into account. That is why these two concepts, these two goals, profit maximization and shareholders' wealth maximization, are related. You won't be able to maximize wealth, you won't be able to increase shareholders' returns unless the company is profitable, right? However, they're not exactly the same, because profit maximization is very frequently short-term oriented, while shareholders are actually interested in long-term returns. Wealth maximization concept, wealth maximization goal focuses on the longer term. Profit maximization is concerned with maximizing net income rather than the stock price. Profit is the net income which the company will receive. In economics, we call it profit. In accountancy and finance, very frequently you will see the term net income. And profit maximization is concerned with this rather than the stock price. While this approach, the finance approach, is more concerned, focuses more on maximizing the share price, the price of the company's stock, and the total market capitalization of the company, which is simply a combined value of all stocks issued by this company. Slightly different focus. Next, as I said, profit maximization goal ignores the risk. It's not taken into account, while the wealth maximization approach does explicitly account for risk. It does take risk into account when making any investment decisions. Profit maximization also ignores the timing of returns or time value of money. As I said, we'll cover this in a lot of detail a little bit later in this course. Wealth maximization approach will analyze cash flows and their timing explicitly. It will focus on cash flows and when they occur, at which point of time. It will take them directly into account when analyzing investment decisions and various investment projects. So these goals are somehow similar, however, there are significant differences between them. So to summarize, the shareholders' wealth maximization goal does take all of these factors into account. It focuses on the long-term return, takes into account the timing of those returns. It also includes the uncertainty and risks associated with business operations. And shareholders' wealth can be measured by share prices or by the total market cap of the company, the combined wealth of all shareholders. All financial decisions will affect whether this goal will be achieved or not.